guys, welcome back to Your Mindset, Your Power. Let me tell you, my friend, I'm actually on a plane right now. Yep, thousands of miles up in the sky. On my way to my son's college graduation. I'm so excited. And the same weekend, next weekend, happens to be Mother's Day in the US. And I will also get to celebrate it with my mom, who's 88. And I don't know, but something about that just hit me. 3 generations, 2 very meaningful celebrations. And I just sat here for a minute thinking, feeling all of this. And I just thought, this is what life is really about. These are the moments in life that really matter, right? So this is one of those thinking out loud episodes moments that I just had to start writing and I had to record because I just felt like I needed to talk about it. And this is not a typical motherhood episode, my friend. It's just me talking to you from my heart and sharing all these moments because all these moments, all these emotions that I'm feeling, that I just want to capture before they pass. So as I'm writing, I actually had to pause because I started tearing up sitting right here in my seat. Yep. And the person next to me is kind of looking at me like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, I'm writing something and it's just made me emotional. And yes, of course, it's making me emotional because there is a lot I want to express here. There is a lot of emotions, such a beautiful moment. Because in this moment, I'm seeing motherhood from both sides in a deeper way. And I don't want to just talk about the achievement or the celebrations. I'm actually thinking about all the invisible threads of motherhood. You know, that beautiful journey, not always easy, but completely worth it. From the sleepless nights, the packed lunches, the waking up so early, the worries, the fun conversations, the not so fun conversations too, growing up so fast, and the letting go. All of that leading to this moment. And yes, my friend, before I get too emotional, let me say this. Because when I talk about the fun moments, I want to talk about funny moments too. Because I always tell my son that being annoying is basically my middle name. Like, that's just what moms do best. And if you're a mom, you're probably nodding with me right now, right? And to be fair, I don't call him all the time. Well, I've actually learned. But somehow, when I do, I still manage to call him at the worst possible moment. You know, when he's at the gym, when he's in middle of the class, when he's so busy. And then, of course, the phone rings. And who is it? Mom. And then he's like, Mom, really? And, well, we have a good laugh because we have that kind of relationship. But listen, behind all that, I want to talk about something much deeper. Because when I think about this weekend, about his graduation, of course I feel proud. But if I'm really honest, what I feel the most is how proud he should feel. Because his journey wasn't simple. And I'm not saying in a poor him way. No, not at all. But in a real life way. Because life happens, right? He graduated high school in 2020, right in the middle of the pandemic. And everything that you imagine as a parent, all those moments, they didn't happen the way they were supposed to. But more than that, it was what he had to live through during that time. The uncertainty, the fear, the unknown. Not just for him, for so many others. for all of us, really, right? And as a parent, you don't just see that, you feel it with them. No prom, no yearbook signing, no real graduation. Everyone in cars keeping distance. It just felt incomplete. And then he started college. But even that did not look the way anyone would expect. He was going to classes wearing a mask, adjusting to a completely different experience than any other generation before him, learning how to navigate it all. And he went, figuring things out in real time, making his own choices, his own decisions. And as parents, that's where our role changes too, to support them, right? Even when we are not completely sure if it's the right decision, to give them the space to experience life for themselves and learn from it. And through all of that, he was learning things you don't really learn in a classroom. Living with roommates, figuring out how to coexist with different personalities, learning how to cook, how to take care of himself, how to handle life. And none of that is perfect. There are ups and downs, good days, hard days, moments of confidence, and moments of doubt. But he kept going. He kept figuring it out. He still figured it out, and that's okay. But he kept showing up. And as a mom, you don't just watch that. You feel it. You walk alongside it. And I had to learn something that did not come naturally to me, which was to step back. Because at some point, motherhood evolves from raising them to learning how to let them go. Because I've always been a little overprotective. And if you know me, you would say, a little? All right, I've been overprotective as a mom, as a wife, as a friend. But I care deeply. So learning to not jump in, to not fix everything, to not control every outcome, but instead to trust him, to believe in his ability to navigate his own life, not to hold him back, but to always be a place he can come back to. That was growth for me. I had to learn all that. And now, seeing him reach this moment, that's what makes me proud. Not just the graduation, but all the invisible moments that led here. The things no one really sees. Sometimes not even himself. The late nights, the decisions, the pressure, the discipline, the resilience, the growth that happens quietly over time. The parts of the journey that don't always get celebrated. The parts that are easily overlooked, but are the ones that matter the most. The ones he should be proud of the most. The ones I feel proud the most. And then I look at my mom, and I can't help but think she really felt the same way about me. And she did it in a completely different time. No cell phones, no constant check-ins. Just trust and let it go in a very different way. She lives a little far from me, but we talk every single day. And I go see her as often as I can. She's 88. I don't want to take that for granted, not even a little bit. And when I look at her and then I think about my son, I realize she's the bridge between us. And now I understand her in ways that goes deeper than before. I understand her strength, the strength it took her, the love she gave, the way she made me feel safe, even when she wasn't right there with me every moment. All the long nights, the worrying, the annoying moments, the advice, the long conversations that at that age we find so annoying, right? And now I understand all that with so much clarity. It was never about control. It was always about love. And this coming weekend has made me pause long enough to really feel it, to take it all in, to feel what it means to catch your son or your daughter step into their life while still being someone else's child yourself. Motherhood is not perfect. No, my friend. And I think motherhood today looks a little different too. Less about being perfect and more about being present. Being a safe space. Being someone they can always come back to. They can always call. You don't always know if you're doing it right. You question yourself. You learn as you go. You grow through it too. I always say, nobody goes to college to learn how to be a parent. But for me, it's still the greatest blessing of my life. And moments like this, they just remind me to slow down, to appreciate it, to really see it. Because these are the moments that matter. Not the perfect ones, but the real ones, the messy ones, the meaningful ones. And the ones you get to celebrate, important milestones, special dates, moments that life gives you, that fill your heart with happiness and gratitude. So even though this conversation has been one of those thinking out loud moments, spontaneous, unplanned, 30,000 feet above the ground, I just want to say this to all the parents listening, to all the sons and daughters, to everyone in any season of life. Take a moment, pause, and really see where you are. Because not everyone's path looks the same. Not every journey follows the same timeline, and that's okay. What matters the most are those small moments, the invisible ones, the courage, the strength, the effort, the resilience. The things that don't always get celebrated, but are the reason you are where you are today. And yes, of course, celebrate the milestones, the big moments, the important dates, but don't miss the everyday ones, because those are the ones that truly shape your life. That's what this moment reminded me of, right here on this plane. And thank you, my friend, for being here, for listening, and for sharing this moment with me. And I invite you to share this episode with someone special to you. And don't forget to appreciate those small, meaningful moments. Have an amazing week. I'll talk to you next week. I love you guys.